Not for the faint of heart at all, but delicious. It's so good. My name is Cheyenne. This is the Mocktail Moods channel, and today we are making a zero-proof cocktail with one of my latest discoveries, Antidote Deep Red. A little bit about Antidote, the brand. It is a minority and women-owned company. The product is designed in New York City, and it's actually made in Italy. Right now on the website, there are 3 offerings. There is Bitter Red, Deep Red, which we'll be using today, and there's also a gin and tonic. I actually discovered Antidote while I was visiting an alcohol-free bottle shop for the first time called Spirited Away. It's downtown in New York City. I'd never been there before, but I've heard about it. I was really excited to see the big offer they have and that they were doing a sampling the day that I was there. They were making spritzes with the Deep Red. I liked it so much that I ended up buying a bottle on my way out. And then when I got home, I learned that it's actually a limited edition, so that makes it even more special. And I've clearly used a lot of it, so I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. One of the things that I really liked about it when I tasted it was how bold and punchy the flavor is. I think the most direct comparison I can give it is if you've ever seen someone take a tequila shot or you've done that yourself, that immediate like, whoa, the wincing, like the give me the lime to balance this out. That's kind of how I felt when I first took a sip of this in the sample drink. This is not tequila, this is not alcohol, but the feeling and the boldness that came with the flavors in the bottle were so distinct, really amplified, and super delicious. So while some might say, why would you want to play with a drink that makes you wince and like kind of whimper away from it? I think it's exciting, I think it tastes good, and it's all about mixing it with other flavors that complement the dynamics that are in this alcohol-free spirit. It reminds me of having a very booze-forward drink. So if you ever had a Manhattan or maybe a Negroni, something that's just kind of in your face and it's very direct, it kind of hits you, that's what this reminds me of. Some of the ingredients include hibiscus, rose, elderberry, licorice, raisin, and lavender. The cocktail we're gonna make today is infusing all of that magic in this bottle with some fresh orange juice and a honey syrup. Okay, let's make the drink. So you wanna grab your shaker and your jigger. First up is 2 ounces of our Antidote Deep Red. I'm running so low. Next up, you wanna add 2 ounces of fresh orange juice. Last ingredient is 1 ounce of honey syrup. I haven't used honey syrup before, but I know that when I wanted to make this drink, I wanted the element of honey, the flavors, and kind of the depth of that sweetness versus a regular simple syrup with sugar. To make the honey easier to work with, you just turn it into a syrup. I used 1 cup of honey in a mixing glass, and then I took a 1/3 cup of warm to hot water, just because you want to be able to mix that around, get everything nice and incorporated, the honey kind of dissolved into the water, and then you have your syrup. Once it's cooled, you can add it to a squeeze bottle like I did, and then it's super easy to work with, and you get all of that flavor from the honey that you're looking for when you think of the ingredient. For today, we're going for 1 ounce. If you want to go a little less sweet, you can do 1/2 ounce, but based on the complexity and the punchiness of Deep Red, I definitely recommend a full ounce. Here's everything we're gonna need. Ice for shaking, serving glass, and then fresh ice for when we serve it. Right in. Now before we shake, real quick, I felt like being extra for this drink, so I'm taking a few orange wheels and kind of lining my glass with them. And the ice will go right in the center and kind of make a little design. There's no utility behind this. It's actually just beautiful. So you don't have to do this part. You can just drop an orange wheel in, but I think it's pretty. Let's give this a quick shake and then we'll be good to pour and drink. The drink gets nice and frothy. I think that's in part from the orange juice and that honey syrup all coming together. It smells delicious, as usual. I don't think I make any drinks that smell bad, thankfully. Last thing to do is to pour it right over the ice. Wow, right to the brim. And there's your drink. You can consider it a Campari alternative. You could consider it a substitute for Aperol. Anything bitter that you're using in your drink that has really distinct, bold, juicy, and sharp flavors. I think it's absolutely perfect. It's right up my alley. Let's give it a taste. It gives that same feeling that I was talking about, like you feel like you're having a real craft cocktail, and it's very punchy in your face, but I see this being a great drink for parties. If you're hanging out with people and you want to have like a slow sipper, something that's really delicious that you kind of nurse through your conversation, I think that's ideal. Savor it, take your time, soak in all the flavors. And yes, we're just talking about a drink, but I definitely think there's magic behind mixing flavors and figuring out combinations that serve not only your alcohol-free spirit, but the fresh ingredients that you're using, like citrus, like a honey syrup, things that come together and just create really dynamic, delicious flavors. That's it. Try this out. Let me know what you think. You could try this with other citrus. You could use club soda to add some bubbles. You could do a bazillion things. What matters most is you find the version of the recipe that you think tastes great and utilizes your alcohol-free spirits, or as I always say, you could use alcoholic beverages as well. If you're looking for more mocktail recipes, I have a bunch in this playlist here, or you can check out my page. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm posting new stuff every week, whether it's a review or a new recipe with a new alcohol-free spirit. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Cheers.